You're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio. iLive Radio.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you out there, world? This is iLive UK, and we have this great, brand new, let's say, talk.
Is that you're calling it?
It's a Talk the Ting. The title of this is Talk the Ting.
But you're calling it a brand new ting?
It's a brand new ting.
Called Talk the Ting.
Called Talk the Ting.
All right.
Loving it. So at the moment, myself and DJ Sessions is here in the background. If for all those people on Facebook, you can see Deep Sound is there doing a lot of social media stuff. We've got some more guests that's going to be joining us in just a little while.
Yeah, I'll talk the ting right now. Being typical
talk the ting right now.
Being typical black people, no offense, running on BMP.
Why is that? Why do
BPM or
BPM always come late? What is
listen, so we arrange it, we say the time, we make sure everyone understands the time, and then they don't even let you know they're going to be late.
Talk the ting.
Talk the ting. Yeah. All right, so can I say a couple other things? So don't forget, spread the word, share the link. The hashtag is #Talk-DI-TING. That's TALK-DI-TING. We'll put it up in the chat over there on the Facebook Live. And also, don't forget, there's a studio number as well. We might open up the phone lines in case it gets a little testy.
Yeah. We will open the telephone lines because it will.
No, some things you can't talk about.
We're going to talk the ting, man.
Some things you got to avoid.
We're going to talk the ting, man. We're going to talk the ting. So, all right, let's just go through some formalities first of all. As DJ System says, spread that word, share the link. How you doing anyway? How you doing generally?
Oh, you know what? I've finally adjusted back to UK time.
Okay. And
just as I'm adjusting back, I'm going to be leaving.
Man.
Well, you know, it is what it is. It's cool. It's been good. It's been great being back. The launches at the weekend, for the people that didn't know, saw the pictures. Launch was fantastic. Massive shouts out to the iLove UK team for doing a fantastic job on the launch. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I was excited about tonight, and we had a bunch of people that said they wanted to come and blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
But, you know, as it is, people are people. Well, you know, we definitely know one person is definitely coming, even though they're going to be about 15 minutes late. We know they're coming. But the way I look at this, we did this as like a one-off, and it's a 2-hour show, but somewhere along the line, I think it's going to spawn into something a bit more than that.
I think so. We've got a lot of things to talk about, and 2 hours really ain't enough to cover it. So this is exactly why DJ Sessions is saying this is going to be the first one, and it's going to spiral and, you know, get exciting, and there's going to be a lot more stuff to come. So, you know what I mean? Watch this, okay? Let me say some good evenings to and good afternoon to some of the crews that's locked in right now. Vaughan, Globe, Forbes, big yourself up. Glopey, hold tight, Mario L. Blocker over there in the US, Sims Mode, our very own management right here at iLive UK. Good evening to you. Who else we got? Gayla James, waving 3 waves out there. How you doing? Anne-Marie Samuel, saying a warm good afternoon or evening goes out to you. Kush Nubia. Happy birthday, Kush Nubia.
Oh, yes, his birthday. What's going on, Kush?
It's your birthday, man.
Happy birthday, mate.
Okay, big up. And all those listeners on iLiveRadio.com, iLive UK, and the TuneIn app, and all the other places that we're broadcasting right now. So
shall we kind of level set what this is about?
Let's level set what it's about.
All right. So anyone seen the graphic where we're talking about the untold stories of the 90s party scene, raving scene, street scene, whatever it is. We're talking about DJs, sound systems, legendary club nights, dancers, culture, fashion. Fashion's a big part of this as well. And, you know, some of it's going to be like just revisiting a lot of stuff. Some things are going to be stories that we're going to share. There's some stories obviously we can't for legal reasons. We don't have liability insurance.
Okay.
but other things are going to be like, you know, going to be a lot of fun, a little bit of controversy. Yeah. You know, we'll start to dispel some of the myths that's out there. Like, you know, where did Suki come from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know where Suki come from.
Does anyone know what Suki is?
That's the more important thing. Do you know what Suki is? If you know, come inside the chat room right now and let us know, what does Suki mean? What does it mean to you? And if you're right, then we'll give you the thumbs up. If not, DJ Session will break it right down to the ground.
Oh yeah. There's a big myth around Suki.
Oh yeah.
All right. So there's where Suki come from. Little things like oi oi. Where did oi oi come from?
Oi oi.
Yeah. Where did that come from? There's an origin to that. You know what I mean? So, but other stuff as well. We were talking about artists and culture and all kinds of things, man. So it should be fun.
Cool.
But it's all the stuff that you don't hear and hasn't been documented.
Hey. All right. So what we're going to do, we're just going to give a little bit of background music, set ourselves up nice and neatly, and then we're going to go into Talk the Ting. Okay. Make sure you spread the word, share the link. You listen to iLive UK, broadcasting in Toronto, iLive Radio on TuneIn app. That's iLive Radio UK. Also, Facebook Live. All those people that's listening on iLive Radio at the present moment, you can visually see us. So open up another screen and you can see us. Mute one of them, obviously, because you don't want that kind of double timing sound coming through, okay? We will be opening up the lines hopefully a little bit later on, so I'll give you the number for that in a little while. And if you're confused about where to look at us, all right, if you don't know now, I'm going to give it to you, all right, because you just have to. It's all the www.iliveradio.com/ilive-UK, or simply just type in iliveradio.com and click the listen link. If you want to talk with us, you can come in on the chat. When you open up iliveradio.com itself, look, see?
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
He just walked in.
Just wanders in.
He just wanders in.
Like a buzzard.
Good evening to you, Shaq D. Okay, pick yourself up a mic, my friend.
He bought sweeties.
Oh, okay. All sponsored by Mr. Sims Bromley. So, yeah, as I was saying, if you open up the iLive Radio website, in the bottom left-hand corner, you will see a chat, okay? You can come in there and chat with us if you're not watching via Facebook. Otherwise, talk to us via Facebook, okay? Warm good evening goes out to Andrew Charles. How you doing? Good evening. Yes, we are talking today. Talking the thing. That's English way of putting it, isn't it? We are going to talk the ting. Yeah, talk the ting. Hashtag talk the ting. TALK-DI-TING. Spread that word. Okay, gonna go for a little bit of music in the background while we set ourselves up nice and neatly. Let's go.
The most violent of the violent crimes we give life to. If these Queensbridge kids don't like you, we bring drama of the worst kind of enemies. Your first time will be your last earth memories. It's only your own fault. I gave you fair warning. Beware of killer kids who don't care. Unaware fool will be dealt with in time. It ain't a mystery how on the words and rhyme in 1990 square. All shook niggas are supposed to have fear. Trying to get a piece of this pie we don't share. Prepare for the worst, cause I've been there. Try to keep a positive mind and walk a straight line. Don't work, so niggas is forced to do dirt. And God made dirt, so this dirt won't hurt. If I listen to the lessons and the rules I learned on these streets for 19 years and not leaving. My first priority is to reach 21 breathing. Forever be, nobody will ever be even. So I grab the heat before breathing. Lost in this foul mind state, I can't keep straight thinking. But I keep my eyes on the earth without blinking. It's hard to be a man in this land of the venom. Any man try to front, he gets slugs in him because he ain't a crook, son. He just a shook one. We live the life that of diamonds and guns. In numerous ways that we choose to earn funds. Some niggas get shot, locked down, and turn guns. Cowardly hearts and straight up shook one. He ain't a crook, son. He just a shook one. For every rhyme I write, it's 25 to life. To all my peoples in the bridge, the what I'm talking about, right? Ain't no time for hesitation, that only leads to incarceration. You don't know me, there's no relation, cause Queens niggas don't play. I don't got time for the he say, she say. I'm bigger than that, claiming that you pack a cat, but you're scared to get locked. Once you get up on the island, change your ways and stop. 13 years in the projects, a hard time to live in. Wake up in the morning, thank God I'm still living. Sometimes I wonder, do I deserve to live? Or am I gonna burn to hell for all the shit I did? No time to dwell on that, cause my brain reacts. Front if you want, nigga, lay on your back. I don't fake jack shit, you know I bring it to your life. Stay in a child's place, kid, you out of line. For recognition mission, I'm strictly sipping, eating take like got my mind flipping. I'm fucking digging my ways out of hope for hustling. Get that loot, kid, you know my motherfucking function. As long as I'm alive, I'ma live illegal. And once I get on, I'ma put on all my peoples. React rich, but lyrics like Max, I hit your dome up. When I roll up, don't be caught sleeping, cause I'm creeping. You just a shook one. We live the life that of diamonds and guns, in numerous ways that we choose to earn funds. Some niggas get shot, locked down, and turn guns. Cavalry heart sound straight up shook ones, shook ones. He ain't a crook, son. He just a shook one, shook one. We live the life that of diamonds and guns, in numerous ways that we choose to earn funds. Some niggas get shot, locked down, and turn nuns. Cavalry hearts and straight up shook ones, shook ones. He ain't a crook, son, crook, son. He just a shook one, shook one. Yeah.
Turn that down. Well, I'm gonna say this right now. Talk the ting. That's why I can't take control of DJs, you know. Tap 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 tap. How you have BPM and a beat grid and you can't lick it on time? I don't understand. No, seriously, I don't understand.
He ain't playing tonight.
Listen, how do you have a controller that tells you the BPM? All your waveforms tells you exactly where you are. You don't lick it on time.
Yeah, because I'm doing something else, isn't it? You can talk the thing as much as you want, yeah, but tonight I'm not even concentrating about the music too much. I'm just playing music in the background.
At the end of the day,
I want to talk the thing.
At the end of the day, my friend, you're a DJ. and never. He's on.
I can't hear myself. Hello? Yeah. Oh, when he said talk the thing, he really meant talk the thing, did he?
Yeah, man. Simple.
Yeah, man. Straight. I want to call it out.
I'll make an excuse for you. The speakers in the studio weren't turned up loud enough, so you couldn't hear it.
Yeah, we got headphones on.
Wow.
He's got headphones on.
Wow.
But the headphones are listening to the old track.
It's all right. Listen. I'm hosting this, all right? So let me talk the thing right now. DJ Sessions, I want to start with you, all right?
Oh, Lord. Because I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
What?
If you want to go there.
All right, fine.
All right, okay.
I'm going to tell him I've got the biggest history.
Cool. Well, your anyway.
Listen.
When it comes to the music business, you're definitely that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
So DJ Sessions, let's start with you.
Okay.
Give us your history, how you started within this whole rave, dance, music scene. How did it start for you?
Okay, so first of all, I don't like the word rave. It has connotations of White Wolf from Acid and Ease. So I just want to put that out there right now.
Is it? Hold on, but isn't that part of it though?
What? Yeah, no. What? Listen. The drum and bass, that seems well documented. We're not talking about that, are we?
No.
All right. No, we're not talking about that because it's well documented.
It is well documented.
It's well documented.
Yeah.
All right.
We might touch on it.
But
we're not going in there.
In terms of how it came into our scene, but and how DJs brought it in, but that's well documented. All right. So you talk about myself. All right. So how I got introduced to this scene we're going to talk about is through my exquisite dancing skills. All right. So I was a dancer. Shut your mouth. I was a dancer way back. Well, I was a DJ first, right? But I was a DJ in another scene.
Tell
Right.
us, what scene was that in that you was? No,
Alright,
come
I
on,
was,
talk
I,
the
was,
thing.
I was out in East London.
Yeah.
It was a kind of, the pre, what do you call it, the pre-circuit scene. So in those days,
Okay.
it was like Variety's The Spice of Life, Touch of Class, Styling Media,
Okay.
all them boys there. Public Enemy in the mix.
Okay.
Them guys there. I'm out of that scene. All right. So I was out of East London.
Okay.
All right. Funkadelic. There you go. There's a big name for you.
Yes.
Funkadelic. So I'm out of that scene.
Okay.
So around about 88, I went to Reading. And when I was in Reading, I met these guys called the J-Boys. J-Boys were dancers. And they used to dance for the She-Rockers.
Yes.
Right. So I started doing a little dancing before then, but that's when I really got into it.
Yeah.
And then when I came back to London and I moved to South London, I kind of got introduced to this whole subculture of dancing that actually started for myself inside this place called the Double Bass in Earls Court. So inside the Double Bass was what Boogie Bunch used to run that club, right? So Master Steps, yes, that Master Steps,
Yes.
was a dancer.
Yeah, well, I think the majority of us know that Master Steps used to be a dancer, and then
I don't know about that, Like, think about it from the UK garage perspective, right? So all those UK garage people, the younger people, probably didn't know that he was a dancer.
Okay, yeah, because when Garage blew up, Master Steps literally entered that and just saw him as a DJ.
That's right.
Yeah, so you don't know his previous.
That's right. And there's some talk thing on that too. But I ain't gonna go there yet.
All right. He was an MC as well.
Who was the
I
MC?
think he used to be an MC.
When?
Master
He used to
Steps.
MC at a Rampages thing.
All right. So,
Okay.
all right. This is before Rampage.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about before Rampage, right? So, at the time, from a dancing scene perspective, there was really three places that you went, right? You had a collective of people that used to rally around Boogie Bunch, and they used to go to the Double Bass in Earls Court.
Bro,
Fridays, we used to go to the Fridge nightclub. All right, we used to go dance at the Fridge nightclub, and the Fridge nightclub had their established dancers. You had Non-Stop Action, you had international dancers. That they had their established dance crews in there, and then we used to kind of come in as a Double Bass crew and bad them all up. That's what used to happen, right? And then every 2 weeks at Vauxhall, at the Arches, was Dance Wicked.
yeah,
And
I remember
Dance Wicked was a place where you couldn't dance. Don't go into Dance Wicked. You saw some of the greatest battles you've ever seen in history at Dance Wicked. And Westwood used to be in the front, and was that big head boy? Trevor Nelson used to be in the back.
Yes.
He said, talk the thing, you meant it.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah. So they used to be in the back. So that's how I got introduced to the scene. All right. So, that's how I formed my relationships. That's how I met Jamal. Who's
Jamal Silk City.
Silk City. That's how I met him when he used to work in his dad's record shop on Brixton Hill.
Wow.
That's how I met him.
What record shop was that? Can you
I can't remember the name of it, but it's right on Brixton Hill.
If you know that record shop, let us know.
Yeah.
Brixton Hill.
Right. His dad used to have a record shop in Brixton Hill, and that's where I got introduced to him through my friend David Compass.
Okay.
And the reason why everyone liked me because I had I used to drive my mum's Proton. Remember Protons?
Ford.
No. there
Way
was
before my time.
No. There was it wasn't. It was some like Malaysian
I
car.
remember that. I
Yeah.
remember it.
Yeah. The Proton, right? We had a brand new Proton. And I used to drive the Proton, and then man never used to drive. So it was like I used to come all the way from East London, all the way down, pick them up, and we go out and do whatever we're doing, right? So that's how I got introduced to the scene.
Okay. So you was a dancer, and stories that you've told me off air, I want you to share them.
Well, ask me a question, innit?
Right. So
Before we go there,
Yeah.
While you were dancing,
Yeah.
were you buying records from back then?
Yeah, man, I still DJ.
Yeah, okay.
I still
Okay.
DJ. I still DJ, and I was still a DJ. I just had a dancing element. The interesting thing was, and Ty will attest to this, he's never seen me as a DJ. He's always seen me as a dancer
Right. Okay.
because my DJing was outside of that environment at that time.
is there anywhere where we can still see you dancing?
Yes,
YouTube.
YouTube.
Okay.
There's actually 5 videos, but you guys only know about 2.
Okay. There you
So
go.
we're gonna get the links after the show.
No, we're not going to get any links
Yeah,
after
man.
the show.
I'm gonna get the links. I'm
No,
popping
no,
up there.
in those days, I had the Gumby. You know
Oh
what I mean?
wow.
The
Yeah,
Bobby
lean
Brown
off.
lean, the
the
lean
side.
off.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So when I first started dancing, I had the Gumby was high.
Yeah.
Like it was up here. Right?
The fashion back then, I just want to go over to the fashion back then was like like you've never seen. Now, I know the US had their kind of baggy pants style and all that, but the UK kind of set trends.
It did. Okay. All right.
No, I would say they set trends.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because a lot of the dance groups went to designers to get their own kind of uniforms done.
Right. So, okay. So you jumped a little bit ahead.
Okay.
Right. For that one.
Take me back.
Right. So to be honest, like for that scene, the designer for that scene was Jamal.
There we go.
Right. Jamal dominated that scene. There we go. And he dominated that scene because if you jump forward, when Rampage first went into the fridge, they did a fashion show.
Uh-huh.
Right. So that's where he started to dominate. But I'm talking before that.
Yeah.
So before that, we used to get the ballet shoes. We used to get a little bag in the pants because we used to watch Hammer videos and it looked good.
What came first? The ballet shoes in the ragga scene or the ballet shoes in the hip hop scene?
The ballet shoes came in the ragga scene first.
Okay.
It did. But we realized, and that's us people that couldn't afford ballet got Vikings. Right?
Yes, we do remember.
Right?
Yeah, we all remember that we had both, man. If you got paid that month, then he was going to get your ballets.
No, you didn't get paid them days, man. You go get Vikings, man, and you ride those Vikings out. And the thing is, we used to go into the fridge and test the floor. Like the Vikings were the best things to dance in. They were better than ballet to dancing on the fridge floor.
Right.
And the fridge was the ultimate arena for you to throw down. Right. So we used to go in there, and as a warm-up, we used to go in early, and as a warm-up, we'll do spins. My friend Gavin used to do this backwards split, right?
Oh, wow.
So a split's going backwards, and he used to slide across the floor, and he'd say, all right, the floor's good. The floor's good today. We're good, right? So we used to test it out. So
one way of doing it.
So you had a kind of split in terms of the fashion at that time. You had the more hip-hop guys, like used naf jackets, and by this time, my Gumby started to get locked up and all that kind of stuff. So I was one of those dudes for a minute,
right?
And then you had I call them the Janet Jackson dancers, big wide shoulder pad, swing beat dancers, right?
Yes.
Shouts out to Cesaro, because Cesaro, who lives in Canada, was one of those people who used to dance with Janet Jackson on the Revelation tour.
Cool.
And him and his brother, and they came and battled us at the fridge one time, and I keep reminding him that we beat them, ripped them up and sent them out. With a little Rhythm Nation shit.
And he obviously forgot about that.
Oh, no, he goes, well, I don't remember that, brother. I'm like, of course you don't.
Conveniently.
I will be traumatized too.
Saying warm good evening goes out to some of the crews that's locked in with us on Facebook. Why don't you come in, have a talk? If you remember any memories from the 90s, let's put them to the panel that's here tonight and see if we can invoke some real good memories. Good evening to Rodwell, Charles, hold tight, Algertha Taylor. Good evening, Al Gray, Paul Hodson, Villeneuve, George, hold tight, Joan, Lovemore, Magdalene, Octave, Linda Benjamin. Yeah, big shouts to all of you. And all those are silent listeners that's locked in on all the different platforms this evening. Again, with us this evening, Shaq D, myself, DJ Jarzino, DJ Sessions. As you can see on screen, DJ Deep Sound. He's taking it all in because he's too young to remember.
You weren't born yet.
He weren't born yet. He weren't around. But
you weren't born yet.
It's important. It's important that we cover the history, as DJ Sesson says. It has not been documented, so we're gonna go in tonight, and it's only a 2-hour show. There's gonna be plenty more where this come from. Also, a big shout out to Sims Mode, as you can see over there in the back. Give the camera a wave.
Right. Cool. So I want to say this right now about this talk show. Right. Big shout out to everyone that's locked in, but we need to keep this conversation flowing and going. If you want to interact, there's a phone line. If you want to say something, type it in. We shouldn't do the roll call thing and all the time.
Okay, cool.
All right, because you want to fly it right. Because we only got 2 hours, and 2 hours are going to go quickly. So maybe I'm being a stick in the mud. But
he's being a stick in the mud.
I'm being a stick in the mud.
He's the boss, isn't it? The boss says.
Whatever.
No. Right. Okay, so the telephone number, if you want to give us a call right now, and do not be bashful, don't be shy, come and talk the thing. 0208 638 8503. That's 0208 638 8503. Also, come inside the chat room. You've got 2 chat rooms to choose from. Facebook, which we're going live on right now, and also the iLive radio chat straight on the website, bottom left-hand corner. Come in and talk to us.
Sir. So where were we before we got rudely interrupted by the roll call?
You're wrong.
All right, no, we're trying to set a premise here, right?
Cool.
All right, so I don't want to start too long with the dance. I was a dancer, that's how I got introduced to it.
Cool.
And around about 1990, 91, I would say, a young man called Julian asked me to DJ at a party of his. He was having, I think it was his like 16th or 18th or something like that. So I went in Norbury, so I DJ'd, and then he came up with this great idea of us starting our own sound system.
So who DJ'd at that party?
It was me, and I don't remember who else.
Okay.
I think David Compass, and I think Kwame.
Right. Okay.
Right. But it was his very first, like, he said, we should start a DJ sound system. Do you want to join? So it was just me and him decided to do it. And we started a sound called Strictly Business. It was just me and him originally.
Okay.
All right. So we got a guy we knew, and I forget this guy's name, and forgive me. He designed our logo, which I wish I still had because it was wicked. Like this hip hop logo, and put Strictly Business on it. And yeah, that's how we started. That's how Strictly started. And Strictly over a period of time added the other members. So Trickster Anthony was added. He used to be in another sound called One Temptation.
Okay.
So he used to be like, One Temptation was a reggae sound. He used to do lots of parties in Brixton and Streatham and Tulse. So every time I used to go to One Temptation dance, I always see Trickster at the end playing music and chatting on the microphone. I say, this guy's really good, but they're not given the opportunity to come up, and we needed to add the reggae to our sound system. So we brought in Trickster. Right. Aston Villain, he used to be in another sound called Dynamite, which was a Croydon sound. Dynamite was one of them dog out sounds, like it wasn't a joke. They were no joke. Right? Dynamite. Like when a Dynamite had a dance, you knew they had a dance. Yeah. Maybe some shit would go down somewhere along the line. But Aston was like, I met Aston once again through dancing. I never knew he was a DJ.
Yeah.
Right. He was this really funny guy, always smiling, very unusual dance style, very flowing, very jazzy. Right. And we used to go home on a bus together. That's how we got to know each other. Then he found out I had a sound system called Dynamite. So we started doing parties with Dynamite. All right. And then eventually we robbed Aston Villain. Right.
Let me just get that straight. They took him from sound. They didn't rob him.
Not rob him, literally. Took him. Yeah.
He graciously
promoted him.
He graciously came over. I think more to do with the fact that the style that we were doing more aligned to what he wanted to do.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense.
And hands down, the most talented DJ in Strictly Business, hands down.
Yeah.
Right. Hands down. Treble T. Let's see. This is where you don't understand this. Treble T was Reggie's cousin. So Reggie, we had other people that's kind of in the sound, like Reggie Affair, aka Reggie Cantona, because we call him that because of the care meeting, which is going to be another conversation. But Reggie's cousin was Winford Treble T.
Okay.
So he was a producer and used to be a DJ.
Right.
Still is a producer and DJ. But at the time, he used to be a DJ, was a producer, wasn't DJing anymore. And we brought him into Strictly, and a lot of it's to do with personality, right? So our whole ethos was, we wanted to have fun with what we were doing. We want to do something different. So we were always looking for things to enhance what we did.
Okay. Namely,
good Lord, where do you want to start, bro? How many things did we do? So we had other sounds around us, right? So we had Looks to Kill, was in South London. You had Poison. So those are the two main ones.
South London
based, okay. Right? So we started doing parties in Streatham, Croydon, like around that area.
Yeah.
And we kind of kept on developing our style, right? So from a mic man's perspective, like our original mic man wasn't Trickster. Our original mic man was a guy called Market Trader.
Okay.
Right? And Market Trader, we got him because he was at a party and he used to do this kind of apple and pears kind of, like a market trader kind of tone, right?
Yeah.
So he's calling himself the Marvelous Market Trader. Yeah. So we got Trader and said that's a mic man, but Trader wasn't on that life or wanted to be an MC as such. And I didn't know that Trickster was such a good MC. But because we always used to do these kind of internal jokes amongst each other, because we were ruthless with these jokes, just hanging around each other.
Yeah.
Like when I got married, that party, the things that happened in that party and the lyrics that was around and all that kind of stuff kind of set the way how we did things, right? It's an offshoot of what we always did. Like, we would take the piss out of people, we would take the piss out of each other, and we never took it too seriously.
Yeah.
And we love music.
Yeah.
Right. So that's how most of the stuff kind of developed. So we will take chances and do stuff. Like Suki.
So yeah, there's this big talk around Suki. Now, a lot of people say the word Suki and they say it in jest. They actually don't know what it means. And if you do know, I said this at the top of the show, if you know what Suki means, type it up and tell us the meaning. We're gonna see if, before you do give it away, we're gonna see if some people can come forward and tell us about it. Or do you just want to just tell us?
No, that's fine. Anyway, like Suki was us.
Yeah.
Right. We started Suki. No one could tell you anything different.
Okay.
In that scene, we started Suki.
What year was this?
This would have been on my, I'd have to tell you exactly the time it happened.
Wow.
It was on my second wedding anniversary.
Okay.
In a party in Croydon in Celeste. And we were a sound that didn't run back tunes. Right. So we got to the morning and everyone ran out of tunes. So Villain said to me, go upstairs, grab a crate, bring it down. So of course I'm in my house, grab a crate, random crate, bring it down. It's full of like pop songs, all this kind of stuff. So he just said, oh shit, let's start playing this. And it was like maybe at 10 o'clock in the morning. People were leaving. And then he put on, he put on Tears of a Clown, was the very first Suki show we ever played.
Wow.
And people started coming back in, right? So he goes, okay, then puts on My Boy Lollipop, because we found that. More people started coming in. Next thing you know, the party's full again. And we're playing all these random pop songs, Adam Man, all this kind of stuff, because, we're drunk.
Yep.
And we didn't care.
Yep.
Right? So we ran that for, maybe an hour and a half. And at the end of it, we kind of sat down and analyzed it, and we went, we should try that in a party.
I'm going to interrupt you there, because I stole that idea, but I didn't know where I stole it from.
Everyone stole the idea.
Yeah?
Wow.
I stole that idea, and I had a night running called Fooling Around. All right?
Yep.
And then after fooling around, and I went out on my own, because I used to do fooling around with my cousin, I called it What. All right? And the what element of the fooling around element and what element was half an hour during the night, we would play pop music that people probably wouldn't want to say that they, And I went to a Suki dance off Oxford Street. So I think it was you and Ill Kids.
Yep.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's from being there, thinking that this really worked. And in the back of my mind, we didn't come up with it, but we went down that line.
Right.
And boy, did it work.
Listen to me very carefully.
Jeez.
When we started doing our parties, there was two things we were known for: jokes, cussing, and random music. Right? We will play regular music really well, right? But we had no fear about introducing something in there, because we will vibe and everyone will vibe with us.
Right.
Yeah. So when we did when the Suki night started, no one knew it was going to work. You know what I mean? We kind of talked about it, but the thing is, because we used to do it, and stepping back a bit about the Suki sets, we'll do like a half hour, right? Little half hour Suki set in the middle of our parties. Everyone started to expect that in our parties.
Yeah.
Then of course other DJs hear it and start putting it in their parties.
Right.
So we didn't turn around and screw face and say, well, boy, are we doing that for? That's what we do.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to have fun with it, go do your thing.
It's a compliment.
Right? It's a compliment, right?
I mean, just this weekend gone, I went to Western Supermare, Friday night, Saturday night, put a few random tunes, and people like theme tunes for television shows.
That's right.
And people looking at me, but at the end of the night, who are they coming up to saying that was wicked?
Yeah.
Because you're having fun. Right?
Gentlemen, talk the ting.
Do you understand? So some people kind of noses got put out of joint because it's something that we kind of did. We don't get recognized for it, right? Like, the moment a big sound pick out, like I remember when Psycho first played Suki in a party, when it under Rampage, like, what the hell, man? And he's like, and he said, it's a respect thing. I know where it comes from, but it's a respect thing. Like, I'm not dissing you guys and that like that, like taking your things. Like, we're all friends, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
no, they say it's the highest form of
imitation.
Yeah, of course.
Highest form of flattery, right? So
you've got to try and do it better.
and that's what people try to do, right? So when they came up with the concept of the Suki night at that club in Offa Circus, we never knew it was going to work.
Yeah.
But the whole idea of, you know, Ill Kids was the closest ones to us
Mm-hmm.
in terms of style.
Yeah.
So it just made sense that if we're going to do this, let's do it like a sound clash. Do you understand? And then they had the sound clash, right? And that's the time I was coming out of Strictly. Yeah. So
Who won the clash?
depends on who was the night. Like, very few people could tear down Aston. Villain would do you in, like, because the way his mind works, and he is the architect of Suki.
Okay.
I will tell you this right now. Like, there would be no Suki without Aston Villa.
So, all right, let's go to it. The name Suki itself.
It comes from a song by King Floyd called Suki Suki Now.
Right.
That's where it comes from.
Right.
That's where Suki Suki comes from. It's a song.
And that's one of the tracks that obviously that you picked out
Yeah,
and was
that's what.
played.
Yeah, and
Right.
Aston was not only a DJ, but he was also, you know, he's a scratch DJ and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he would just do random things in his house. Like, I used to go to his house and we used to do mixtapes, right? And what he used to do his own commercials in the mixtapes. Like, he'd do things like drum and bass caps, right? So to make it sound like a radio station, but it'd be funny skits.
See, the funniest thing is when I done my parties on my own, I picked him once to play because again I like his style, and it's because he just does what he wants to do, and that's what I like in a DJ.
Cool.
And another person close to that would have been obviously Psycho.
Yeah,
God rest his soul.
Yeah.
What's his soul?
Yeah, I don't like people that just do what everybody else does, and he never did that.
No.
Yeah. Set the trend.
Yeah. So it's not even set the trend. That's another podcast, right? Talk the ting.
Do the thing.
Do the ting.
Do the thing. When you're out there, you do the thing. Right
But
now,
no.
we're talking the thing.
No. But this is a fact. Like, if you want to look at who is the godfather of Suki,
Yeah.
right? To be honest, it is Aston Villa. Like,
Okay.
I never played Suki. My sound did, but I never played Suki.
All right.
Right? I never played Suki. I was the godfather of the 80s set inside that scene.
Okay.
Right? But he was a godfather. He was the architect of Suki.
Okay. Tell me about Strictly Business.
What do you want to know?
I want to know how the members of Strictly Business, how it formed, and how Strictly Business came to dominate.
Well, here's the thing, right? Would I say that Strictly Business dominated? Well, visibly, probably not, right? But DJs knew that if you had Strictly in a party, your party is pretty much done.
All right. So before you do, like, give us all that, what was one of the prolific events that you had that people can, you know?
Well, latch onto. We were a house party. We were a house party
Okay.
sound system.
All right.
And we didn't really do clubs. We did a couple of clubs. I think we did the chocolate bar for
There
a
we
little
go.
while.
Okay.
But that was really just add-on DJs along other DJs, right?
Did you not want to do clubs? Because I think for me, there was no reason why back then you guys couldn't have been as big as Rampage and Boogie Bunch.
Well, you got to look at it this way, right? So Rampage and Boogie Bunch were the dominant two. Like, Rampage came from North London and came south.
Yeah.
Right. Boogie Bunch were the incumbents, and they were really a group of guys that used to dance together, and then they became DJs, and they just had this following anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So when they were coming through, you know, we came in, you know, we were around at that time, but it's our relationship with Rampage that kind of, like, you know, okay, like, maybe we want to get into this club thing, but we never got let in the door directly, right? And the reason why, I think, like, you know, we used to do, I guess the closest thing to what you used to do on a regular basis, there was a spot up by Streatham, not Streatham Common, I want to say Streatham Common. You know the one-way system in Streatham?
Yeah.
Around the back going down towards Tooting?
Yeah.
There was a group of houses there. One guy, I think it was owned by, like, some, you know, government organization or something like that, one of those housing associations. One guy had the keys to all the units, and he used to rent out the units for parties.
Okay.
So we had the in that way. So we used to run up a lot of our parties out of this one space. So people used to come there, and DJs used to come there after their club nights. So after their club nights finished, they'll come down to the Strictly Business party, and we're still running.
Okay.
Right? So Rampage used to come down there, a few other DJs used to come down and check it out. And they'll hear what we do, and you start to see elements going back towards the club scene, right? You can track it back to that. Now, if you talk to them, they're like, nah, man, I did that myself. Like, no, if anyone's in the scene will know. You come Strictly, you're going to hear something. Don't be surprised if you hear it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right? So I guess that's what we were most famous for. By the time we had other sounds coming out because they saw what we were doing, like Class Act, right? Class Act was another one. That was a Mills sound.
Okay, yeah.
Right. That was a Mills sound with Shorty Blitz.
Right.
Right. So they were coming up, right? And they used to do around Tooting area. So they were like our rivals. So we was Croydon, we started stretching into Streatham. You know, we started to get into their territory. So, you know, eventually we had to do a party together, right? You know what I mean? So we did a party in Tooting.
Naturally.
Yeah. Anyway, right?
Talk, man, talk.
No. It was a good collaborative party, right? We never got into a situation where we really got adversarial with anybody because everyone knew each other, right? Because we knew each other from dancing, we knew each other from the hip hop scene with the Borderline. Like Borderline was a hip hop club on a Tuesday night, so everyone knew each other. So it wasn't really adversarial, but it was friendly competition.
All right, okay.
You know what I mean? But every time that we never really settled and said this is what our identity is. We were always changing and we were always come up with ideas. So every time you come to a Strictly party, it's sometimes you're like, oh, what the hell are they doing? And if I try to explain some of the stuff we did, you wouldn't believe it. And you'll say, how the hell did that work? But somehow it worked.
Okay. Were there members of Strictly that felt that there was higher than the other sort of thing?
Oh, was there a pecking order?
Was there a pecking order?
Absolutely, there's a pecking order. Of course there was. There's always a pecking order. Of course there was.
Okay. Do you want to
what sound system doesn't have a pecking order?
Right.
All right. So understand, me and Julian started Strictly.
Yes.
Yeah. Then at some point during Strictly's evolution, Julian joined Rampage.
Right. Okay.
So after we built up the whole squad, Julian defected to Rampage.
Do you know why he went?
Nope, I don't even know up to this day why he left.
Okay.
I'm sure there's people that talk about why he left. But at the time, you know, we were good, right? But we had a very close relationship with Rampage, and I think, me personally, I think that it was a good move for him because he was trying to evolve as a DJ personality, and Rampage had the crowd. Yeah. Right. We were a house party sound.
Yes.
All right. So
did you agree though that you were gonna be a house party sound and remain as a house party sound?
No, we just a sound, and we never really went for the club thing. We went for what we were comfortable with, which is the house parties. Right.
But surely, what you were doing in the house parties, you must have looked at it and thought we can make the step.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think for me, and like there was no de facto leader in Strictly Business, which is probably the reason why it went the way it did, because no one really said, I am leading Strictly.
Okay.
Like, we kind of like just did it. You know what I mean? So, you know, we had some people that were good at certain things, like, you know, finding houses and finding opportunities, right? You know, other people were good at, like, you know, just DJ, all right? So, you know, there was no, this is my sound, I'm going to take it. I never put myself and say, well, this is my sound, now Julian's gone, you got to do what I got to say. Like, I just wanted to play music and have fun. You know what I'm saying? So, and I wanted to continue doing what we were doing and being innovative. That was very important, right? So, you know, I wanted to have parties that people go away and talk about, you know, and go away and say, you know what, that was crazy, or that was insane, or what the hell they're doing there. It was nothing that we planned. Yeah, a couple of them they were, but for the most part, it was just organically happen inside the party. Okay. Yeah, you have a kind of idea what you want to do, and you'll try it, and if it works, great. I don't think we tried anything. I don't think we ever tried anything that didn't work, which is good. And the crowd was receptive because they were just used to us doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Okay.
I just think it's a shame because based on everything you said, I just think you had a product there for the nightclub.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did eventually go to the nightclub.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, with Silk City. But I don't think, even with Silk City, and as good as Silk City was, right, there's something about a house, the intimacy of a house party where you have control over this audience because it's in a confined space. Yeah. And it gets more personal, right?
That's right.
And you can play more personally for them. We play bigger spaces, right? Yeah. But we always try to keep it intimate and everyone involved in what we were doing. And I think you lose some of that in a nightclub, right? So, but the testament to the strength of Strictly Business is that Julian went, then eventually Triple T went. Okay. When they had a change in personnel, right? And Rampage always respected us, and we would ask them, like, why you ever put us on? Yeah. And I remember there was a conversation once, and I'm not sure if Mark Kenny will remember this, but one time he said to us, he goes, listen, we ain't gonna put you on because we don't have to like done us in our own dance. Yeah? Not gonna happen, right? So I think it was at the time when they did. Do you remember when they did Outrage?
Remember something like that, yeah.
All right. So when it was in the fridge, they did Outrage. Outrage was the younger Rampage. Everyone had to do a younger son.
Oh yes,
a younger son, right?
Yeah.
So when they did the Outrage, we were like, okay, like, are they gonna make us Outrage? Like, no, they got David Compass and they got Kwame, and made them Outrage, right? And for Rampage, it was about the brand, right? Their brand was big.
That's right.
Right. So they were protecting the brand.
Yep.
And the brand had to go a certain way and certain individuals in the brand because that had leadership. Like Dodge was very much involved in that. Richie P was very strong in that. They had a very strong leadership and a very strong vision in terms of where they wanted to go. Like we were just by the seat of our pants, DJs.
Okay.
Yeah, we just ended up where we ended up.
But the fact that 2 people left your sound and went to Rampage is testament to your sound.
to Strictly.
Yeah.
Right. That's how I look at it. It's a testament to Strictly. I think we only ever played one dance with them, right? Which was a Hammersmith and Westminster College dance.
Okay.
Yeah. So they gave us opening set.
Okay. So Strictly Business. What came next? Was that straight into Silk City because you left from there and
yeah? So yeah, that whole Silk City conversation.
Silk City. What? Give us a year.
Silk City was what? 93?
93.
94?
Not for me, but
not for you, yeah. About 93, 94.
Okay.
And Silk City, Jamal's not here to talk about it, but I think Silk City was born from a little frustration in the existing scene. Okay. So we wanted, we were getting older and the people coming to Rampage were getting younger. Right. So all of a sudden you see a little cousin inside Rampage and they're talking about Rampage. So we wanted a little space for ourselves.
Yeah.
So Jamal came with the idea of doing Silk City, which is like an older kind of crowd.
Yeah, a little bit more
of our age group. Right. And I know that I'm not sure if he had a conversation with Rampage, but I think he tried to get them involved at one point. They weren't interested because obviously it doesn't fit with their brand.
Yeah.
Right. They're not going to become DJs inside someone else's promotion when you're Rampage, right? When you've done Chocolate Factory and all them kind of things, right? So, so he started Silk City. We started in a small club over in Hackney Road. They held about 200 people.
Okay,
right. That's how we started, and we just ran that, and he ran that every single month. And before,
were you on the first?
Yeah, we were there from the beginning.
From
the very beginning, we were on Silk City.
So on that first night, was it just you guys?
Nah, I think it was us. It was another guy who used to wear glasses and locks. I forget his name, but I think it was associated to Shorty Blitz. I think it was part of Class Act.
Okay.
So I think it was us two. And the thing about Hackney Road was Jamal, before social media, Jamal and his cell phone, right? If you wanted to run a promotion, you just say to Jamal, I need the place full. And Jamal will have that place jammed. I found out to my own detriment how bad it can get.
Wow. So basically, he had the whole of London on his cell phone.
Jamal was like, I don't know how he did it. So when we did the Rex, did you do the first Rex? We were right. So
Stratford Rex.
It was the first anniversary, I think, of Silk City.
Yeah.
And we were in Hackney Road. But of course now, club is full early. There's queues outside. People want to get in. Blah 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 blah. Right. So we do the first anniversary, and Jamal says to me, "I want to go look at this new venue called the Rex." So we go down to the Rex, and I'm like, "I've never heard of the Rex." Go in there, go inside this building. I look inside there. What the hell? I look around. I'm like, and this guy's showing us a room, cavernous rooms. I'm like. So I look at Jamal and said, what? We taking off one of these side rooms or something? He's like, no, taking the whole thing. I'm like, there's no way, bro. There's no way you're going to pull this one off. There's no way.
A few phone calls later,
bro. Let me explain to everybody about the first night of the Rex we ever did inside the Rex, right? Not only was that place at capacity.
What is the capacity of that place?
3,500.
Jeez, okay.
Right? It was at capacity.
Yeah.
And then Jamal goes to me, come look outside. He had oversold it. So there's queues down the road.
Wow.
Tell me something.
Wow.
When you're first into Strictly Business, not Strictly Business, first into Silk City, Jamal
It was Silk and Emil. Yeah,
They were all in the first.
all in the first ones.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So I say Jamal, but it wasn't really just Jamal. It was Silk and it was Emil as well.
But the person you communicated mostly with
It was Jamal.
Jamal.
Jamal's the person I spoke to because Jamal's the one that brought us in.
That's history, right?
That's my history there.
Yeah.
Silk was there. Didn't really get on with Silk that well. And Emil, I knew Emil from once again really popular guy, and you know.
I'll put that my bit in there. So I know Emil from college days.
Right.
Yeah, but I didn't know he was doing anything like that. We always used to be quite friendly with him in college. Silk's parents and my parents are very close. So I knew of him, but I never knew him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he used to do something called Sam Tudan, which is part of my family. But yeah, I knew of him. So my in to Silk City was Jamal. And it was only because on my 25th birthday, I was having a fancy dress party. And someone said, I know somebody who makes clothes. Jamal. So I've gone down there. He's measured me up and everything like that. I've got on well with him. I said, oh, why don't you come down to my 25th birthday party? He came, saw us playing. I was like, I want you to come to my...
We're mentioning Jamal a lot tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, Jamal should have been here tonight, but due to unfortunate circumstances...
Lucky to answer his phone.
Lucky that talk the ting. All right, so he never answered his phone.
No, I'm going to say, I'm going to talk the ting. Like, I've been out in the country like 2 weeks now. Right?
Have you seen him yet?
I ain't seen him yet.
Wow.
Right? I went down to United 80. Right? I bought one of his shirts. Right? I want to. I bought one of his. I saw one of his shirts before I saw him.
Have you seen him yet?
No. I sent him a message. I sent him a message that day. Told him I was in Brixton. Where you at? No response. I spoke to a woman in the shop. I said, "Have you seen Jamal?" She's like,
"You have to." He's told me you have to ring him. Yeah.
Okay. Should we try and ring him now?
He's had problems with his phone. Yeah.
He's got problems with both his phones then.
Yeah. One of them. Anyway.
So Jamal, if you're out there, or anyone that knows Jamal, get him to give us a call right now. 0208 638 8503. That's not his number. That's our studio number. If you want to come and talk to us, doing Talk the Ting right about now. It's mellow at the moment, but we're about to get a little bit deeper. I want to talk about some of the dramas that happened at some of the Silk City events.
Oh, well, I'll say...
talk about me first, if you want.
No, I don't want to talk about you. I don't want to talk about you. So I'll precursor this. There was never any dramas at Silk City as such. Like, towards the end... Was that it? Voicemail, I told you. Okay. Towards the end, as the crowd started to change, there's a lot more, like, scuffling in the parties, all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah. But I can tell you this, when we launched Silk City, Silk put out a promotion which was a comic strip. All right, do you hear about this? Right, so there's a little comic strip, and the comic strip basically said, you know what I mean, where you going tonight? The two people talking, where you going tonight? I'm going Rampage. So, and the comic strip basically said, well, Rampage is for kids, I'm going Silk City, that's for adults, right? And it wasn't a slight, but it was a slight on Rampage, right? That created a controversy with Rampage that, like, you know, we're all friends. This is the thing that was really weird about it. We're all friends. Yeah. But there was a split because there was a Rampage camp and then there was a Silk City camp.
Okay.
All right. So, you know, it got a bit contentious. Let's put it that way. Right. And it got really contentious at one event, right? Down in Streatham. And anyone else at Streatham that night would know what happened at Streatham. Right. But
details.
I think that, you know, for me, it was the strangest thing because when it went down, all of a sudden people were confused on what side of the argument to sit on. And really, the argument was between Silk, because it's Silk that kind of instigated that, right? Jamal didn't really want none of it.
When he put out this comic strip, did he get it signed off, or did he just run with it?
Well, it was part of the promotion, right? And I actually liked it. I thought that's actually a good idea. Like it was a very, you know, very clever thing to do.
Yeah.
But you know, what I would have done is like run it to Rampage first and said, this is not a disrespect, brethren. Like, we're just promoting our event, right? But I think the reason why Rampage took offense to it or appeared to take offense to it was because partially it was true. Their crowd was getting younger, right? So, you know, but you know, the crowd that we were kind of getting was partially their crowd, and it looked like we were going to draw some of the people that they actually wanted to play to away to Silk City.
Okay.
Right. So I think that's what it was. I don't know the details. of exactly the conversation between those guys.
You don't?
But I do know what the outcome was. Right?
Okay. I just said okay.
So yeah, so it was a bit contentious, and then it got very contentious in Caesars in Streatham, where we pretty much had the showdown between Silk City and Rampage.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it got physical.
Sticky, geeky.
It got sticky. It got sticky for a minute. But like everything else, it resolves itself, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like anything else, it resolves itself because everyone's done too much business with each other. Like, you know, Jamal done business with Rampage with the fashion shows, which really helped propel them to doing something different
Okay.
than what everybody else was doing. You know, when they were at the Fridge and being backed by Ralph Daly, you know, Ralph was sending artists for them. Like, he was trying to grow not only the Fridge and what the Fridge was doing, but he was also trying to grow Rampage and what they were doing and create this kind of whole thing. So they got a lot, you know, and they worked hard for it. You know, they really, really did. Like, I got a lot of respect for those guys. They worked really, really hard for it. And they had a vision and they had a plan and they executed against the plan.
Okay.
You know, Jamal had a vision and a plan. He executed against his plan. Strictly were like, you know, we can come in and do it because we know what we're doing. We're great DJs and we're good sound system. All right. So we never really, going back to your original question about why we didn't kind of go up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I
Wasn't
think
really in our DNA.
strictly now with your know-how and brain would be a completely different animal.
Oh yeah.
To be honest, I don't think I'll change anything.
Okay.
Right? Because I think that the way we kind of developed our style was because it was kind of like this flat platform with no plan. It was freestyle. Like, I use Aston as an analogy, right?
Okay.
Like, Aston was completely freestyle.
Yeah.
So Strictly was completely freestyle, right? Like, it was like we had that kind of jazz mentality, the meaning that, you know, we kind of interpret and mold and shift.
Yeah.
I think that if there was a plan behind it and we want to get from here to here, we'd have to make too many concessions to do it. We couldn't be us, right?
Okay.
So, you know, we did a party, a Valentine's party in Artie J's restaurant in Brixton once. And, you know, they'll come up with silly ideas like, you know, when we're joking around, you know, talking amongst ourselves, we're the big EastEnders fans, right? And so they joke around and start mimicking EastEnders characters, just joking around.
Yeah.
So they took that whole mimicking and took it into a party.
Oh wow.
And what they did was they became the characters of EastEnders for the whole party.
I've heard these names floating around parties. I've heard footballers' names floating around parties.
No way.
There's a whole load of them. They used to have different names for each other. Like, based on footballers, they would talk about offside. And offside would be someone's done something in the party, maybe moved to a girl, he's offside, someone's blocking, all sorts. I'm a person in the party enjoying myself, hearing all this, thinking, what's going on? I'm kind of working it out. But not knowing the fullness.
You're talking about the Coxman United party.
That's the one.
Right. So let me go back to the EastEnders.
You said it.
Let me go back to the EastEnders thing. So we used to do things like, we used to mimic the characters from EastEnders, and every person on the mic had a different character and we'll take the name.
Which one was you?
I wasn't, because I wasn't on the mic.
He's not a mic man.
I'm not a mic man.
No, but still.
I was not a mic man.
I know somebody was Phil, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had Phil, they had Bianca, they had, you know,
yeah.
Ricky Boy. Like, they do all that kind of stuff inside the mic. Ricky, no, Ricky. That's what you'll hear, right? In these parties, and people looking at us like, if you don't go to a Strictly Business party and you never heard it before, you're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
But you're listening and you're enjoying the party, like, you're trying to work out what the hell is going on, but you're finding it funny.
It's the vibe.
It's the vibe, right? It's for humor.
Yeah.
Right? And then everyone knew at a Strictly Business party that when it comes to like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, that's when the talents come out, right? And if you're around when that starts, right, you can't be a victim, because you will be a victim real quick, right? That's when we are.
Give us an example. Give an example, because like, okay, the party's winding down now, and like you got the core ravers or party goers that's in there, and now everyone's kind of full or not so full of liquor. What happens next?
We're focusing way too much on me right now. No. So, all right. So if you don't understand what I'm talking about, then I'm sorry, right? We used to have something called, we basically call it rinsing time. So essentially what we used to do, we used to snap.
I think we all know what rinsing is. Yeah.
Right. We used to snap on each other. Like the people in the US call it snapping. We used to snap on each other. Right. And the way we used to work, just normally when we're not doing our things, that was used to happen all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And not to be a victim, you had to be able to think fast on your feet and direct that shit as quickly as you could, right? And then if you do not do it, then you become the victim, right? And then everyone jumps on you, right? But in any group, there's always one man that always is the victim.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what happens, right? He's always going to be the victim. And there was a guy that wasn't in Strictly, but was associated to Strictly. And every single party, any memorable party you saw, he was the victim. He was he wasn't a target. He was a victim, right? Because he would just something will happen with him, and he'll wear something, or he'll do something,
straight to him.
And that is it, right? So,
how did he feel about that?
I used to get pissed, right? He used to get pissed.
Yeah, but sometimes if you're the victim over and over again, you begin to wonder whether he enjoys that role. So he might seem to get pissed.
There you go.
No. He got. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why he got pissed. Right. So I had my first one anniversary in the Cellars. I had my second one anniversary when we moved to Kemp Gardens, right, which is in Cellars. And at this point, this guy had enough, right? You know, that summer, I call it the summer of Jamal, right? When I had my barbecue, that was supposed to be only like 30 or 40 people. And I said to Jamal, invite a couple of people, and then half of goddamn London turned up at my house, right? And then
you run out of food.
We ran out of food, we ran out of liquor. And this guy, like that whole barbecue was crazy because it was not planned. It was completely off the cuff. I'd set up. 1 second. No, decline that. All right. 1 second.
TALK-DI-TING. Bring them live, man. Bring them live.
We're good. Sorry, work laptop. Right.
Can we not have an interruption?
Sorry, I apologize. Yeah, but you know, I'm working on Canadian time.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I'm actually working right now. Right. So in this barbecue, we had a bunch of people in our garden, and Anthony decided that he's going to start victimizing everybody that come through. Right. Okay. So literally, a friend of ours walk in, and you know the days he used to get the Ralph Lauren shirts down at East Street Market.
Yep.
Because you can't afford the real ones, and there's a three-legged horse, not the four-legged horse. Right. So
who had them?
This guy walks in, and the way my place was, there was like a main room where we were in, and then there was a little side room that led to the back garden. Right. So you had to go through the side room and into the back garden. So this guy pops his head in and goes, "What's going on, guys?" And he goes, "Yeah, big up such and such and such and such. Hey, I see you got Ralph Lauren on." He goes, yeah. Who you get it from? He goes, East Street Market. Ooh. So as he walks through, and he stops the music and he goes, "Big up my brethren in the front there in the pink shirt and the fake Ralph Lauren with the three-legged horse." That's how it was going down all day.
Yep.
Right? Like everybody was getting caught. Everyone was getting sideswiped. And the more we drank, the worse it got.
Of course.
At the time, the Out Here Brothers was #1 in the charts. Remember that boom, boom, boom?
Boom, boom, yeah.
Okay, right. So this guy, who will remain nameless because he's my boy, right? Who's the victim? Who's the victim? Walks in, and he's light skinned, right? He walks into the party with an LA Lakers jersey on. If you know the video, if this was, I don't know what year it was at. I don't know what year that was. Second anniversary would have been like 94, right? He walks in with an LA Lakers jersey on, right? Which is the same jersey they wear in the Out Here Brothers video.
That's right.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. So.
Boom, boom, boom.
My name is here. Say way.
Right. Okay. Right. So Anthony sets him up. Right.
Suki now.
So, yeah. Anthony sets him up. So he comes in. "What's going on, boy? What's going on?" "Yeah, what's going on, man? What's going on?" As he walks out, Anthony goes, "Oh, he's mine." Right. So once again, as he walks out the door into the garden, and he stops music, he goes, "Yo, everyone, take a look. Big up that Out Here brother in the dance." Right.
Oh.
Right. And so Adrian's like, "What the hell?" Oh, sorry, I said his name. Adrian.
Can we end it?
You know what? Don't care. Adrian said, "What the hell?" Right. So Anthony looks at him and goes, "You know what? Let's chant him." And he goes it, as you said. boom, boom, boom. Never say hey or anyone. All night. Adrian went into the corner of the garden, and Anthony would randomly pick him out after he was slaying everybody else and get everyone to say it all night.
Wow.
All night. It was the most ridiculous thing.
These things happen.
I know it happens, right? So fast forward to my second wedding anniversary. Adrian is coming for revenge, right? And we all coming for revenge because Anthony's got all of us. So we all kind of collaborated and said, you know, it's time we got it. It's time we got him. So we said, all right, Aston had this like, you know, I want to pull out, you know, Anthony was skinny, right, with the bandy legs. So he's like, you know what? I want to pull out spaghetti western tune. And fine, we try to set him up, right? But Anthony's too clever for that. He's a lawyer, right? So he knows he can use his mouth quick.
Okay.
So he was too clever for it. So he was dodging. And then because people around us used to be around us and know what we do, we were getting sniped in that party by other people, by randoms. Do you understand?
People just trying it.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. So, you know, it got to that point in the morning. Adrian was biding his time.
Yep.
But here was a problem. Adrian came in, and at the time, the two-tone suit was in, right? The black and the mustard, blah, 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 right? He had the black and the mustard suit with the Chinese writing on.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right? Which you could say, oh, wow, right now, but at the time it was stylish.
It was a ting, yeah.
Right, it's a ting, right?
Was that the crisscross used to wear those as well, innit?
No.
Those ones? What one was that?
Like a proper suit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but it had the thing on the
Wait, go down. He had the Chinese writing going down like that.
Okay. All right.
So
was it silky or anything like that?
No. It's like a normal suit. Right?
Okay,
but it's
cool.
mustard and black.
All right.
So when it
What's that shirt?
so when
Google it.
When the rinsing time started, and I was cleaning up, and my wife at the time was cleaning the kitchen, and I literally said to like my cousin was in there, like my cousin Marvin was in there. I said, get out, because if you stay in there, it's gonna get messy. So it's better that you stay outside, because if you're in there, unless you want to catch blows, it's better you leave. So all the usual crew's in there, right? And the cussing starts, and you know, Anthony had these velvet trousers on, right? So someone turns around and says, "Where you going with your Irish moss trousers?" Right? So he's like Irish moss trousers, and he starts doing whatever he's doing. And so Adrian took the opportunity now, because Anthony's a little bit on the back heel, to jump in and start on Anthony. Worst mistake, because you are the victim, right? So Anthony turns around and says to him, Trixie turns around and says to him, "Oh, is it?" He goes, "So where you going with your two-tone suit with your Chinese writing? Yeah? What's your name? Junior Miyagi?" So
Junior Miyagi,
Junior Miyagi.
That's just too wrong.
So they call it Junior Miyagi, right? So everyone falls out laughing. So of course, Adrian tries to fire back. He goes, "Don't worry, Daniel-san. Wax on, wax off." And it was done, right? It was over.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm randomly sweeping up, right? Trying to avoid all the drama, because, you know, it's my wedding anniversary.
Of course.
Don't come at me.
Of course.
But I'm listening to what's going on. And the thing I loved about Strictly is that if you saw an opportunity, you took it. And it's not a punch in the face, it's a chop off the head. Right? It's got to be a chop. If you go in, you got to chop someone's head off, and it can't come back.
Literally.
So I'm walking around sweeping and cleaning up, and Adrian starts going back at, you know, he's now on his back, gets up, and Adrian used to be a really good reggae MC.
Yeah.
Right? We call himself Ripper Don. He had a couple of tracks that came out. So he starts talking to Anthony in Jamaican accent. So Anthony turns around and he says, "Why are you talking to me in a Jamaican accent when you were born in London like me?" So I saw my opportunity, because there was the window. I run right up, I grabbed the microphone, I said, "Anthony, you wasn't born in London, you was born in Dublin." And I left. And I left.
Classic example of chopping the head off.
And someone doesn't pick up the mic off.
Listen.
Yeah, exactly. In and out.
I was in and I was out. Right? It was like that. And he took the microphone, he's like,
No comeback.
and he was laughing so much. He goes, "Okay, you got me." Finally, we beheaded the snake, right? But that's what the pies were. That's what they were like. And the thing is, people used to come and observe those parties and realize that humor works.
Yeah,
Right?
You
all
don't
the time.
have anything like that anymore. I don't think.
Not really.
Nothing like that close to it. You know, and I was having this conversation with people over the weekend. It's like people are DJs are going to go just come in. DJs are all too happy at the moment to just do more or less what they do week in, weekend out,
Yeah.
and what someone else is doing, and just stay there, right? And the problem I have is I'm not that person, and now I'm kind of finding out by having conversations with other people as to why you might not see me as much as you should,
Yeah.
because the stuff goes on in the background.
There's talk of that. But I mean, in those days, you know, what we did was very unique, right? At the time,
Yeah.
you know, there's this big argument about where Oi Oi came from, right? So Oi Oi, right?
Oi, oi.
Yeah, that is Trickster, and that's
You know, it's funny you said something about the market guy as well.
yeah,
And I've heard MCs that I won't even name sat and they go, £2 for a pound.
market trader,
And I didn't know where it came from.
market trader.
But I've heard it from another MC that you
Yeah.
know very well.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's market trader.
Okay.
Get your fruits and veg right now.
Yeah.
Like all that's market trader. Oi Oi was Silk City. That was us,
Okay.
right? So from the beginning, all right. So we were football fans. We tried to invoke football
Yeah.
things into.
That's right.
Let's not talk about KMU. KMU was the biggest madness party I've ever done in my life.
Jamal,
KMU stands for
Cox Man United.
There you go.
It started a movement. It started a legacy. I know those guys by their KMU names even today.
what was your name?
I didn't have one because I was a sub. 'Cause I
So
was
you
married.
had to have a name.
No, I
If
didn't
you're a
have.
sub.
I was a sub.
You
I
had a
wasn't even on the
name.
pitch.
Can you give me a few names without telling me who the people were?
No, we use the first names, right? Like Julian Kanchelskis,
Yeah.
Reggie Cantona,
Yep.
Winfred Giggs.
Yep.
Good Lord.
Was Psycho in it?
No, he wasn't.
Simon Says?
No, he
I
wasn't.
thought he was in it.
No, not KMU. No. Mark Anthony was in KMU. Richie P was in KMU.
What are their names?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But for my crew, I knew my crew. Aston, I forgot what Aston's one was. Aston's was something. But the ones that started with me, like Winfred Giggs and Reggie Cantona, because I would call him Reggie Cantona even now.
Yeah.
I mean, those things kind of stuck. But to those people that don't understand what I'm talking about, because you had to be there, my sound crew decided that they're going to do a Cox Man United party. So we wanted to do a football themed party in a house party in Stockwell. So what they did a flyer with a football pitch on it, and it had all the people's names and positions. Right? Just put the first name and the surname of a Manchester United player.
Why were you a sub?
Because I was married.
And therein lies what goes
That's
on.
why it was called the Rub. That's why it's called Cox Man United, right? So
So you didn't get on the plane then?
and my wife was there at the party.
Okay.
Right. But this party was so crazy, and we got so drunk, and the tunes were so good that at one point the whole party was singing "You'll Never Walk Alone," top of their lungs at 5 o'clock in the morning.
See that the whole party, Manchester United main players singing
Liverpool,
tune,
yes, and of course that's the only one in it. That's the iconic football chant.
and he just got cramped.
Like, who are ya, whatever. There was a lot of abuse going on in that party in terms of verbal abuse. Some poor girl got made the KMU mascot because
Jeez, come on now.
because no, and this is all right. I'm gonna illustrate to you, right, how we used to think with one mind, right? That's how good we were together. We played so long together. Is that I was playing, Trickster and Mike Anthony were on the microphones, right?
Okay, yeah.
Drunk, right? So it was just ridiculous. The man will stop the tune and hand go like this, and you know what I mean, bust off the needle, all kind of stuff, because they're mash up. So I was playing my rare groove set as I usually did. I was playing Brenda Russell's "A Little Bit of Love," right? So everyone's singing because we like a good sing along karaoke,
Of course.
you know what I mean, or carry your own key, whatever you want to call it, right? So
For those of you that can't sing,
that you can't sing, which most people can't. So they were singing, and they were singing, and they were cutting it out, and they're singing. Now with the Brenda Russell track, not a lot of people know the first line to the second verse, right? So when I cut it, this one girl sang the first line. And because she sang the first line, and he stopped the tune, And everyone started cheering. He goes, big up that girl who sang the first line to this song because she's the only person that knew it. You know what? We should make her the KMU mascot, right? Now, this was the last Red Groove tune I was playing, and I was throwing on some hip-hop, right? Because that's how we used to, we just go with the vibe, right? We hadn't played any hip-hop, so I could play some hip-hop. And the Loonies 5 on it was, I drew it out. So him and Mike Anthony's talking about the meaning of a mascot. And but all the time, Anthony's watching what I'm doing. And he sees me pull out the Loonies tune, and he knew exactly what I was going to play.
Okay.
So this is what he turns around and says to Mike Anthony. He goes, you know what a mascot is, don't you? And then Mike Anthony goes, what? He goes, a mascot is a puppet. Right? Right?
Well, Mike Anthony.
Mike Anthony, yeah.
Rampage.
Yeah, Mike Anthony from Rampage. And Mike Anthony goes, a puppet? He goes, yeah. And you know what you do with a puppet, don't you?
It's coming.
Right? And Mike Anthony goes, nah, I don't know what you do with a puppet. He goes, you put your hand up a puppet. Right? So exactly that reaction. Everyone went, what the hell? And his girl goes, what? And he turns around without even blinking, because I already queued the tune up. He goes, don't worry, darling, I got 5 on it. Selector. Right? And drop. And it was almost like it was rehearsed.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, right? It was literally the way we used to DJ.
You saw it.
We see it, and we just react to it.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So he just pieced it together whilst I was doing what I was doing, and pieced that whole thing together. Like Anthony, and my sister Aston was the most talented DJ, right? The most imaginative person in terms of structure was Anthony, right? Trickster used to do some stuff. Like, he wasn't the greatest DJ in the world, but Mike Man, fantastic.
He could play a good ragga set.
He could play a decent ragga set, right? But he's from Temptation, innit? You know what I mean? But the thing about Anthony is that one time, when slow jam started to become the thing inside the house parties, right? Like, everyone wanted to play slow jam set.
Yeah.
Because that was a big thing, right? And it all spawned from this barbecue that was in North London, where a group of us DJs, and it wasn't just strictly, just played slow jams for the whole thing, right? Nothing else but slow jams. We're pulling out slow jams that no one's ever played before in their life that we found just to say it's a slow jam.
Wow. I hope a lot of people listening in realize that this whole conversation is based on vinyl so far.
Yes.
This is all vinyl, all
no
records.
CDJs, all vinyl, right? So I was pulling out stuff from Levert that never gets played, and stuff that I really dig, that I don't get to play in the parties. I was playing in this barbecue because we decided we're going to make it a slow jam barbecue, right? So from then, the whole
this conversation give me ideas.
This slow jam, the slow jam thing happened, and then Anthony had this really clever idea, and he goes, because usually we share the slow jam set.
Yeah.
He said to us, "I want to play the slow jam set by myself on this party." And it was in Streatham. We're like, "What? Like, you're trying to get glory slot, bruv? Like, what's going on?" He goes, No. I've got an idea. I said, all right, fine. We all say, right, fine. We don't care. So he decided that what he did, he actually created a whole story over 2 hours and told a story.
Oh, wow.
And then between the story.
See that now again. Sorry I've done that as well, but didn't know that someone else had done it. Do you know what happens sometimes, right? And I know you said certain things you created, and power to you, created it. But I've had ideas at home, right, that I think to myself, no one is ever going to play that song with that song, right? And I go out 2 weeks later, this used to happen to me, and someone would do it.
Yeah.
And I'll look at someone and be like,
creatives, man.
it doesn't, and if there's nothing you can tell that someone else has thought about something that you thought about. There's no way it could have leaked out. There's no way they could have copied it.
Yeah.
But anyway, go on.
That's exactly what happened in this party, right? And he did this whole 2 hour slow jam set telling the story about him and his girl. And every single song was relevant to a particular part of the story.
You can use the words. You can use the words, the title of the song, to lead on.
Right?
And I've seen other DJs do that. I don't know if they got it from there.
Right. So we did that in 92, 93.
Okay.
Right. So, and like I said, a lot of DJs used to come to our parties. So if you heard that somewhere else, maybe someone else had done it.
Yeah.
Right. Like someone like Mystery, but you have to understand that we were personality MCs. Our MCs were personalities. They told stories, right? Not talking like, "Oh, the girl's there. Where's the girls at?" No, we told stories. We had conversations amongst each other and ignored the crowd.
Yes,
because we're having a conversation amongst each other, catching jokes, right? So it was just made sense that we'll do something radical like that, because we never really did the whole typical MC thing. All right, we did it occasionally to bring the crowd in for certain things.
Yeah,
but most of it was, you know, they were usually at the butt of a joke they didn't understand, right? Or you know, or it will mean something to us that no one will get, right? Yeah. So, so he did that. So from a creative perspective, he was the guy. He had the whole package, right? You could send Anthony on his own to do a party, yeah, no issues, no issues at all. The rest of us couldn't do that, you know what I mean? But I want to circle quickly back to Silk City and that whole starting of Silk City, and then when we moved from, we did the first anniversary, we moved to Palace Pavilion. That's when Jamal started bringing in other DJs.
Palace Pavilion in Hackney.
Yeah. That's
another name. Had another name as well, didn't it?
Dougie's Dugout.
All right.
Dougie's Dugout.
Yeah.
Before, when my mum used to go there with the Dougie's.
And my mum and dad.
Yeah, there you go. Everyone's mum and dad used to go Dougie's. It's like nations, isn't it?
Anyway, like nations for real.
Anyway, we get a dancing nations. Yeah. So when Jamal started bringing in other DJs, right? Because he kind of, he had us as the incumbents. We started bringing in other DJs. I remember when he brought in Black Avenue, right?
That's me.
That's
and my two family members.
Yes, who were
my cousin and my sister.
Yeah, that's right.
Back then, I don't really think there were many female DJs.
So
definitely not in this scene.
What was the name of it again?
Black Avenue.
Black Avenue.
Black Avenue. Yeah. Once again, not recognized.
At that point, we hadn't really done much.
No. When I say not recognized, I'm talking about from the perspective of from now, looking backwards.
Yeah.
Right. If you talk about DJ sounds that were influential in that time.
Yeah.
Right. You know,
I think as well as there's a lot of people around that from back then who see me now and either they don't know or they don't want to know if I say where I'm from.
But Black Avenue's Black Avenue.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, you know, if you're looking back now, you go back and say, all right, what's the two biggest sounds in the 90s? Right? If that scene, it was Rampage and Boogie Bunch.
Yeah.
Right? Which were the most influential sounds in terms of changing the sound or changing whatever. You know, people with a bit of knowledge will say, well, no, Rampage did what Rampage did, and Boogie Bunch did. Boogie Bunch were like, to me, were like the best sound. Right? I'm gonna say that clearly on air. Okay. Right? They were the best sound. Not because they were technically better, but their overall vibe wasn't about the brand as much as it was about the music.
So the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing. I'm not saying that.
I think from my college days, I went to a lot of Boogie Bunch parties before I started going to any Rampage. Yeah. And it was just fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd be at college and we'd be like, right, we're getting our outfits ready. There's some hairdresser shop. You go in some hairdresser shop. And then downstairs, that's the party. It's just vibes.
All the time. But once again, Boogie Bunch were more of a house party sound. They weren't a club sound as such, other than double bass. But they were moving into that, right? Rampage came with a plan, and they executed really well, and they were really good DJs,
right?
And they could hype up a party like Rampage were like beasts. You know what I mean? They really were, and they still are.
I used to be at Roseberry's Oasis every Friday night.
Oh yeah, Iconics.
Yeah.
Iconics.
I used to get in there early. Used to get in there free before a certain time. So sometimes we'd get in there first and fall asleep on the couch.
Oh yes.
Until everybody would come in and then we start raving. You think it's a joke, but that club for me started back on a Sunday night with DJ Keith Lee, TC Fords, and Hector Selector.
Hold on. DJ Keith Lee, break those breakfast bowls. DJ Keith Lee,
break the breakfast bowls.
Beat those breakfast bowls. Yeah.
Oh my! You didn't listen to Keith Lee on the radio?
No, I didn't.
Right.
I couldn't pick him up. Couldn't pick him up where I was. I've heard about this. I've heard
about your breakfast bowls. Yeah. Keith Lee. Shout out to Keith Lee, man. Had the best breakfast show in the capital. Hands down. Hands down. Legendary. But when Black Avenue come on to Silk City, and let's talk about it from your perspective. You know, when Jamal asked you to come to Silk City, first of all, have you been to a Silk City before?
Don't think so. No, I think my first thing of Silk City was I was at the Black Hair and Beauty Show. Don't know if it was that year or before, and the girl handed me a flyer, and I remember saying, "I want to play at this event." I just saw the flyer. I was like, "I need to be playing at this event." I can't remember if we went to one. We might have been to one. But I'm not 100% sure.
Right, so you had no idea what the vibe was like, what was to be expected, like what?
I think we went to one because we would have wanted to do our research.
Right, do some reconnaissance.
Yeah.
All right, that'll explain it then.
But yeah, he came to my birthday party and saw Madness and was like, "I want you at Silk City." And then from seeing what we done at my 25th, then I knew that it was the same thing that he wanted.
Right. Well, I'll tell you my experience of hearing Black Avenue the first time. So, you know, being the incumbents, right? To me, like, I didn't care, right? I just love spinning tune. To the sound, it's almost like Jamal's always trying to replace us with someone, right? Because we're always giving him trouble, right? So that's what it felt like to us at the time. So, you know, he'll bring in sound systems and, you know, maybe we misinterpreted what he was trying to do. He was just trying to put variety into Silk City. He didn't want to become stagnant, right? But, you know, Jamal's Jamal. So, you know, it was, when they came in, it was like, yeah, not backs go up, but like, okay, let's see what these sounds about. And you know what? They played and they were really good.
Yeah.
Right? They were really, really good, you know, but at the end, anytime a sound came in, Jamal would ask the question, right? Ask us the question, then ask me the question. There's a difference. Okay. Right? Because me and Jamal have history before Strictly Business. Right.
Okay.
So, you know, there's a Strictly Business answer. Yeah. And then there's, was slightly self-protectionist, was actually very self-protectionist, because we didn't want to be knocked off the top of the roost. And then there was the Jason answer, right? Which was, Swing J, what do you think of this? And he'd be like, I was like, look, they're good. They will add to your night. Because to me, Silk City was a complete night. It wasn't individual DJs rocking it through, then dropping off, and, you know, everyone else is dropping the ball. It was, if you're going to do a night, make it a complete night. Everyone has fun from beginning to end, and the DJs have fun doing it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So when Silk City, when they came in, and I was wrong last week, Top of the World did come in before you.
Yeah.
They were there already. Yeah, they were there already. But even with Top of the World, you know, when they came in, you know, there were some reservations initially on the Strictly Business side.
I reckon that would have been because, if I'm not wrong, based on the relationship, did Silk bring them in?
Don't know who brought them in,
because he was related to
yeah. Maybe that's what it was. And I don't know if Silk was still part of Silk City then.
Yeah, he was.
He was then?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So, I know Emil wasn't.
Right.
Yeah, Emil wasn't part of Silk City anymore at that point. But when they came in, there was some reservations, but I knew those guys from before.
Okay.
Right. So from when I was in Reading.
Yeah.
So I knew them guys from before. So I was good with them. You know what I mean? Like, they had the energy that was just like, you couldn't match it. And James as a mic man was highly underrated, right? And it was it was in that period. I think in that period when you came, I think I split from Silk City from Strictly Business.
You were still there.
I was still there.
Yeah.
It was just on the cusp of me breaking from Strictly, right? So essentially, I got married and decided I'm going to retire. Then I came back, right? And when I came back, the return wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of moved on from that. Yeah. So even when we did stuff together, there was a little contention between that. So, but prior to that, it was like when they came in and Top of the World was already there. You know, I said, okay, this is a good mix now, because he tried a few. He tried a few.
I've got all our flyers. I should have brought them. I've got all our flyers at home in a folder.
You do?
And I've seen. So you got Ill Kids were on that bill. Yeah. Shorty Blitz, 90%.
Oh, I can tell you about the 90% one. I will tell you about the 90% night. They only did it once.
Yeah.
Right. I can tell you why. You want to talk the ting?
Talk the ting.
Let's talk the ting. All right. Shouts out to Brandy and all those guys, but you know, this is what it is. So Jamal gets 90%. Now 90% of the time were they were like the heir apparent to Rampage.
Yeah.
Right. They come out of the confunction kind of that kind of side, right? So which was ran alongside our scene, but was separate. So they were like the heir apparent to Rampage, right? And you know, the African guys and all that kind of stuff. They're getting all the African people involved. So Jamal wanted to kind of diversify his brand. Yep. So he decided to bring in 90%, right? And the way it looked to us, it looked like them as headliners. Right? It wasn't, but it looked like that. Now, usually at Silk City, all the DJs got to get there by a certain time, right? And we get there a little bit earlier, blah, 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 blah. 90% come into the party, middle of the dance, right? Wrong. Now, this is the mistake they made. We had just started our set, we were about 20 minutes into our set. And then 90% comes in and they come to the DJ booth.
Yeah.
And so as far as I'm concerned, immediately you've broken the cardinal rules of Silk City. Like, you got to be in there, everyone's got to kind of talk and,
you
know what I mean?
Sort
Everyone's out whatever, what's going first, all that kind of stuff. So they've come in and they turn around and they said, yeah, we're 90%, we're supposed to be playing with your headlining. Right? Da-na-na-na. So, and you know what? You know, maybe that's what they thought, right? Because they've never been to Silk City before. So they didn't understand that this was our thing.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, we're like, okay, cool. So I looked at Aston looked at me, we looked at Anthony. Anthony goes, shall we? Yes, we shall. Rinsing time. So what we did was, in the next 45 minutes, we rinsed out their record box without looking at it. We knew exactly what they had. We knew exactly how they're going to play it.
Yep.
We were playing verse chorus and we were hyping that crowd up to a frenzy.
Yep.
Right? So by the time we dropped them off at the top of the hour for their set,
they were scuttling through their bags.
When you see a man start scuttling through his records, he's done.
Head chop off.
Right? So we rinsed right through their whole set. Reggae, soca, everything, like boom, 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 because we were looking to execute it. That's the only time we've ever done it.
Yeah.
Gone out of our way to kind of send a message and say, listen, we don't care that you're 90%, we're Strictly. Yeah. And Strictly, this is our kingdom. Don't do that. Right. So yeah, so they come in and boy, after 3-4 records, it was done for them.
Okay.
They never came back.
Yeah, so I do have that one flyer at home. Yeah, it's funny because looking back at those flyers, there's people with like really high profiles now that I didn't realize that we worked with.
Yeah. I mean, there are, and this is the whole point of having this talk, because you know, people see they're high flies now, but people don't actually know where they come from or how they started out. And you know, we're going to continue this. I don't know how if it's going to be weekly or monthly or however. We need you guys out there to also give us your input, invoke those memories basically, and you know, bring it to the forefront. Let's talk about it. Let's get all of this documented and put down. We've got the technology. Let's leave that legacy. Leave it for the.
Look like you're about to fall asleep in that chair, bro.
Man, this chair is just
chilling.
I'm just chilling.
I'm looking at the chair, thinking, I'm sure that chair suits a taller man.
There you go. It's like a gamer chair, bro.
I'll fight
Dr. Evil.
You know what I mean?
Jorginho, question to you: were you never involved in this thing?
No, I was in college those days. I weren't allowed out.
This lying little shit.
I weren't allowed out.
Explain to you.
You were at college at that age, boy.
Yeah,
you're older than all of us.
There you go.
Were you like Matthew? Were you like Matthew from Desmond's?
Yeah.
Always studying.
Yeah.
You're like Matthew from Desmond's.
I was like Matthew from Desmond's. I was always studying. Also, I had my first child quite young as well. So yeah, I was in the daddy role kind of, so to speak.
Hold on, how old were you when you had your first child?
Mathematics are kicking in.
18.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, so she's what, 26, 27 now?
That's right.
All right, cool. That means you shouldn't have been lying around doing that, brethren. You should have been out there raving, because when I was doing this, I had my daughter and my twin boys.
Yeah. But see, the thing about it, I wasn't originally from your world. I used to come to a couple of the raves that you used to put on, and I think I first saw you met in, I don't know, in late 90s, and you was doing your dance, Falling Around.
Okay.
And
so you got people. That's what always.
I was one of those that was in the crowd, but like admiring what quality DJs used to do, and picked my little bits and pieces from there. So,
but the thing is, I'm from that school as well, because I say to you, Friday night I used to be at Rampage at Roseberry's, yeah, and I watched Psycho carefully, yeah, and I will tell people I'm not, well, you know, this is me. I studied him. And
that's right.
There's things that he does that I could probably do. Maybe not as good, whatever you want to think. Yeah. It was only when he died because I always used to think this guy's like well older than me, kind of thing, you know. Because literally they're on the stage, you're looking up to them.
Yeah, of course.
It's only when he died I found that we were the same age.
You see,
But from being in the crowd watching someone,
yeah,
seeing
you
them do
think that
something,
they're
you're thinking
a
that
lot
they're
older
yeah.
and more advanced.
Ah,
And yeah,
like, wow.
yeah,
Mr. Brian Bogle, R.I.P. man. I
Yeah.
miss that
yeah,
guy.
indeed.
You know, but you know, Brian. When I first met Brian as a dancer,
Yeah.
right? You know, he was from West London. He used to have these clown trousers, as we used to call them. He used to have these big long
Okay,
trousers
yeah,
and his
remember those.
bobble hat.
I remember those.
right?
Yeah,
Always laughing, always smiling. And I never knew he was a DJ until I saw him one time inside the booth before he joined Rampage.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, this
Rap
guy.
Attack?
Yeah, no, his brother was Rap Attack, right?
Yeah.
So that's he kind of come in through that way. But I don't know who was playing, but he jumped on for a couple of tunes. And I was like, oh shit, this guy can freaking DJ, man.
Yeah.
Like he's good.
Yeah.
And he's like, Brian was exceptional. But the thing I loved about Brian, once again, exceptional mic man and a
Yeah.
fantastic personality.
Yeah.
You know, there's house parties we've done, and Brian used to come, and once again, you get to that late night hour. We also used to make up words to tunes, right, and sing instrumentals. And Brian could sing a little bit,
Yeah, and with a lisp.
with a lisp. And you know, Psycho used to like, what's that? Usher Nice and Slow.
Yeah.
He did a version of Usher Nice and Slow at one party that almost made me choke on my drink.
Oh, wow.
Literally, I almost choked to death on brandy because Brian did this lyric, right? Because at the time I think it was Brian, it was Master Steps, like a bunch of people jumping on the microphone and just doing the randomest, funniest stuff.
See, I said it earlier on, he used to be a mic man.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, well,
yeah.
it wasn't a mic man, right? But
So when I first saw Master Steps,
yeah,
you used to get on a Friday night Rampage, and then when Jungle came out and Jungle and Garage, there was a guy with blonde hair who used to do lyrics, and it was him and Master Steps. And then all of a sudden, Master Steps, you start playing tune. It was like, oh, we didn't know you could play tune.
I didn't know he was a mic man.
Yeah,
Because to me, Ian wasn't even a DJ, right? So he was a dancer, right? He used to dance for Rush Management, which a lot of people don't know. He used to dance for Rush Management. It was on the Public Enemy, Public Enemy, LL Cool J, and Eric B. Rakim.
Yeah.
Right? Like Ian, Mike, Ian, Paul, and another guy. Paul Huggins and another guy. They used to dance for Silver Bullet.
Right.
All right. Yeah, they were like, Paul Huggins was. I want to do one with a dancing thing. I want Ty here because Ty will tell you everything. But Paul Huggins was like you know got the,
He's from Tooting?
no they're from Bow.
Okay.
They're from East London. But yeah, Steps used to be with him, right? So I only know Steps for that. So when I saw him doing the DJ thing, and the only time I found out he was DJing is when I went into Rampage at SW1 one time.
Okay.
And I went in the back and I saw Steps playing UK Garage. I was like,
Yeah.
first of all, what do you know about UK Garage, bro? Like, that's to me, I was like, really? You know about UK Garage? Like, okay. But, you know, Steps got in with Rampage
give
and
him
got
his
to the
props.
back, right?
That's right.
Give his props. So that's where I knew Steps from. Like, the MCing thing, I didn't know. Like, we will catch jokes in parties and, you know, jump on the microphone and say some stupid shit, but not like an MC. You know what I
You
mean?
see, with this thing, I see like a lot of people, you could see a lot of people have gone places. And sometimes it's weird. You see where they start, you don't know where they started from. They've gone to, like, say, Rampage, and then he's gone out and done his thing.
Yeah.
Question: do you think that a lot of that doesn't happen anymore because people block you?
No, I think there's a couple of reasons why it doesn't happen. There's no such thing as an apprenticeship anymore, right? Everyone wants to come in and hold on to what they've got by themselves on their own, and they will drag it out for as long as they can because they don't want anyone else to come and knock off the roost.
Great.
That's
Yeah.
the one
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
right?
So many of these older DJs that don't want to pass on the baton.
They don't want to pass on the baton, right? That's how I got into DJing.
Yeah.
You know, I was passed down by my older cousin,
Yeah.
right? He brought me in. I used to go to styling media when I was 13, 14 years of age and help him out, lift boxes, pull cable, all that kind of stuff, and learn the craft, right? Until we got to a point where my cousin goes, go buy some tunes. And then me and my cousin Julian started DJing and all that kind of stuff. We had our first sound called Dawn Patrol. Don't ask any questions. But, we had that's my very first DJ sound when I was like 17, I think, right? So, but yeah, that's the reason why. Like, there's reasons why people get iced out, and it's nothing new, right? Because it used to happen back in the 90s, right? Certain people would not put certain people on because they were fearful of them being knocked off their position.
Yeah.
All right. Certain people would not support other people's parties because they feel they get knocked off the position.
For me personally, if I see somebody coming up, I'd embrace that because I want to see them go forward. Even if they don't look back and go, you know what, it was you that gave me my first start. Just to be able to be part of that journey for them.
Of course.
I think there's nothing better than seeing somebody
excel. Right? Yeah, exactly. Like that's my mentality, right? But it wasn't the mentality of everybody, right? So sometimes things got personal. Yeah. Like I know for myself, in a certain period in the 90s, right, I went off the rails. Like there's stuff going on that none of these guys knew what was going on. And it impacted me, right? And part of the reason why I left to go to the Caribbean, right? But my behavior between 96 and 98 was just like, yeah, you know what I mean? Okay. And some of the things I said, some of the things I did, like, you know, that directly impacted Strictly and other people. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, as you get older and you look back and you work out what happened in that period, you realize that, oh, shit. Like, what the fuck was I doing?
I remember you disappearing and not knowing where you'd gone, and then I remember you coming back, and I was like, "Isn't this the same?" But yeah, I didn't really know you.
Yeah, I know.
We were always kind of like respectful.
Yeah, you know,
I didn't know you.
There was no relationship, right? Because when I left, really, this guy, tell him to listen online until he shows, man.
Why aren't you here?
So I didn't really know Shaq D. Yeah. Other than the fact that he used to play on the same bill as me.
Oh, we thought it was next.
But
go online and jump in the chat room.
Yeah, man, jump in the chat room, Bridget, man. We all done talking.
Or phone in.
Yeah, give him the number. Yeah, give him the number. Yeah, give him the number.
Yeah.
All right, because I got 15 minutes left. So yeah, I got to get off as well. Right. So I didn't really know Shaq D too well before I left. Okay. Right, and like I said, I'd already left Strictly. There was a lot of drama between me and Strictly when we left. You know what I mean? And things that impacted our friendships forever. You know what I mean? So, and a lot of that, a lot of it was me. Okay. Yeah. So,
that's big of you to say that still.
No. It's what it is. It's what it is, man. It's what it is. You know, I mean, I'm talking the thing. Like, I don't want to sit there and say, "Well, boy, that man did me this and did me that."
No.
You know what I mean?
Responsibility for your actions.
Everyone does whatever they do, right? True. But I think they're
confessions.
That's not confessions. Really, Usher? You know the microphone here, bro. That's what it's here for.
Right?
Right.
I said that this is like confessions to Usher.
Yeah. So you make those mistakes. You walk down roads you don't want to walk down, or at the time I didn't give a shit I was walking down. Yeah, I didn't. I was in my own world. Yeah. Like most of my things in my life broke. Right. So, you know, my only way of really
Can I touch on that just a little bit? Yeah. And then you don't need to answer if you was you part of a gang back in the day?
No. Well, no. Listen. That part of my life. Yeah. That part of my life was before this whole dancing thing.
Cool.
All right. Yeah. That was all. It wasn't a gang.
Football.
Yeah.
Football.
I was a hooligan at one point.
Okay.
For a hot minute. But
okay.
Yeah, there was a period in my life before.
Call again.
Call again.
Yeah.
Turn to call again.
Yeah. There's a period of my life before the dancing thing where I wasn't the nicest person, and then I became the nicest person, and then things started to fall apart in my own personal life, and other stuff was going on that I won't talk about. That really put me down into a place and space where I was doing the craziest shit. Right. And directly cut relationships, directly impact relationships, directly people will not talk to me today because of some of that stuff. Right. And it was just a symptom of what I was going through at the time, right? And I didn't have a solution for it, and I couldn't control it because I was spiraling. So every move I made was making the situation worse because I was making the situation worse. It's almost like I wanted to self-destruct. Who's that?
Hello, this is iLive UK. Who's calling?
Yeah, you're getting patched in properly. You got him on mute.
Talk to me.
Yeah, see? There you go.
We're going to get there, don't worry.
Don't worry, we'll get there. Right, yeah, you got to check the thing. All right,
we'll get back to you.
All right, so, yeah, so if I'm going to talk about anything about the 90s, you know, I'll talk about all this other stuff, right? And you know, things that happened and blah blah blah, and really good raves and all that kind of thing. But this is a talk the ting conversation. Like my behavior was irreprehensible.
Probably good thing we didn't meet then. Good thing we didn't meet back then.
No. It's like, you know, it was a thing where, for me, like I said, the only fix was to leave.
Right. Yeah.
But you know,
Did you make that decision yourself?
Yeah, well, kind of. Like an opportunity arose for me in the Caribbean. I decided to stay, right? And I took it because I took it as an opportunity to kind of like. At first, it was like I'm just going to run away from it, right? But eventually, I knew I had to come back to it. Yeah, and because when I came back now, it was okay. What's Jason really on? Do you understand? You know what I mean? So it's the side eye conversations you're having right now.
Not
right?
too sure.
And of course, you know, because people didn't know exactly what went on, it started to get obfuscated and grew and it grew and it grew because the legend of what happened grew. So when people come and say, "Well, oh, you're the person that da," so no, I didn't. That's not actually what happened, but that's what the story happened in everyone else's story, right? Yeah. But essentially, I could turn around and say, "Well, you know, they just talk. You know, people talk shit and all that kind of stuff." But at the end of the day, if I didn't do what I did, there'd be no shit to talk about.
This is true.
Do you understand? So the root cause is me. So you know, I'll go on record and say, you know, if I could apologize to every single one of those guys, I absolutely would. You know what I mean? But it's what it is. Yeah. It doesn't change anything that happened in the past. It doesn't change our history and what we created.
Of course not.
At all. But that whole experience made me the person I am today. And that's why I look at it.
Jazzy, can you call him or what is he trying to
no.
Let me get him to call back?
No.
It's not gonna work.
No, it's gonna restart if I let it go through. So we're gonna abandon that just for this evening.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, it's because you're using the focus right.
No, it's not that. Program must restart itself.
Oh, all right. Yeah. I gotcha. You could call from Facebook.
Could do.
Yeah, you could. But no, but it's going to come out through the. Yeah, it's not going to work.
Next time.
It's not going to work next time.
Should have been here, basically.
Yeah. So I didn't know Shaq D. All right. So I didn't really get to know Shaq D till I came back. And then I think the very first party I played, and Jamal put me on, and Jamal did this on purpose, put me on a Strictly Business party.
Right.
And you were there. And I hadn't used equipment for a while. And you're looking at me like, does this guy even know what he's doing?
Me?
Yeah, you. You're like, no, press that button. I'm like, yeah, I know how to use I looked at him like, I know how to use a fucking mixer, bro. Like, what's wrong with your problem? Yeah.
It's trying to help a brother. And you knew that. I'm sure you
understand. Like, I know how to use a mixer, my friend. You know what I mean? But you know, there's people that wanted to see it all come back together, right? So, but it's what it is. It's what it is.
Yeah. Wow. History. Yes, I've definitely. I've not got a story like anything like that. We went to Silk City, done what we thought we needed to do.
But okay. So we're talking about this all in the from a reference of Silk City, right? We kind of had that conversation of Silk City and Strictly Business. Right, but there was a whole heap of other stuff going on that's interconnected with that, right? So, like your story as Black Avenue, how you came through from where you were, where you weren't even in London, were you?
No, we were in London.
You were in London?
We were in London, but we hadn't really. I don't think we'd actually done many clubs like that. We played out like different functions and stuff like that. But I think the Silk City was the biggest sort of like club thing.
Because the biggest thing in the world, Bridget.
I used to DJ at university campus nights and stuff like that. So we do bits and pieces there. But I think the biggest club thing we done up to that was the start. And then for me, I think
what was your first? Can you remember your very first?
Very first like proper club
night.
Probably Silk City. From my memory's not good.
And then before that, was it? Let's see if we can get this call going. Hello, good evening. There we go. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Hey,
Yes,
that's better.
Oh,
It was you on the other side, Jamal. You weren't talking, but you're with us now. Welcome, Jamal.
What's good, brothers? What's good?
Cool. We are just talking the ting right now. I don't know if you've managed to hear any of what we've been talking about, but we got DJ Sessions, Jason Henry here talking, and also
I'm not DJ Sessions. I'm Swing J to here.
Swing J. beg your pardon. Yes, you know him as Swing J. But Foundation, you're saying, yeah. So he's been talking to Ting tonight alongside Shaq D and myself. So do you want to? We've only got a couple of minutes left, but I'd like you to put a quick input on what was it like for you, and what can you remember most in your distant memory
The
of
rise of
the
Jamal.
rise of Jamal? Because we've heard that you used to be the main designer who used to give guys their clothes to do the dancing and all that kind of stuff, but you also used to take part in a lot of the other events. So give us the down low.
Well, I mean, the main event that most people remember me for and affiliated to is Silk City.
Yeah.
But admittedly, the brainchild of Silk City back then was a guy called Damien or Silk Stack Money, I think it was called then.
Okay.
And then another guy called Mr. Collins, Emil. Those two were the original brainchilds, and they brought me in. They brought me in as in I was in the third original partner for it before we started it, before we actually called it Silk City. But Silk City itself, I mean, it was literally a foundation for basically for the generation that is now. So anybody from, I'd say roughly from the age of about late 40s now, down to about early 30s, easily was involved in Silk City. I don't care where you are in London. Like, people knew about Silk City, and then even to the point where Silk City literally, there's a generational birth of kids that are around because of their parents actually met each other at some point or another.
Talk the ting.
Through Silk City.
Talk
you know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, and even that by itself is a legacy within itself. Even though people might not know it or as in the general public, but it's something that we know for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And Silk City as well, back in the days, was a thing where it was unique. It was unique for the fact of we saw who our peers was, which was like Boogie Bunch, Rampage. Oh man, there's a whole bunch of people I should be naming, right? Yeah. So I mean, but those guys were our main peers, and I was affiliated with Rampage.
Yes.
So when we started our thing, it was like, I mean, you could say it was like, yeah, we were trying to mimic or trying to do our version of their event, but what we birthed was something completely unique within itself. There was us, there was Future Clan. Event. There was 90% event, and us lot was like a generation. But the good thing about us lot is that we all got on with each other.
Yes.
So all the promoters kind of got on with each other and shared love and so on and so on. But I mean, I say bold as brass, and I say standing straight. Like the people at the top of it was us as in Silk City. Like, everybody came through our doors to see what we was on, to see what they can mimic and see what they can try to follow through on. I ain't knocking their hustle. I mean, it's just a matter of the game. It's the nature of the beast. But yeah, we set standards. I mean, look, Christmas Day, we was the only function that ever did.
Yeah, we were the only one that did a party Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Christmas Day after the turkey was done. And it was a pajama party too.
Okay.
I remember thinking no one's going to come out of their house on Christmas Day. Jeez.
But you lot turned it up.
Day.
You lot turned it up.
Hey, only Jamal will do a pajama party on Christmas Day.
Yeah,
definitely setting the standards for the years to come. For real.
110%.
Yeah,
110%. You know what I mean? So like, I mean, even now, I mean, I don't know if anybody does any parties even now on Christmas Day that can say, they can, like, they've got that much of a following that they can.
Not exactly. Not in the way that you guys done it. I mean, legacies at the end of the day. You set that legacy right there. Jamal, we got about 3 minutes left. I'm going to invite you to come down. I know you probably had a few things going on, but we're gonna do this all again next week, and hopefully you can be inside the studio with us and give us your views and more stories. Okay.
But also, so let me just say something quickly, right? Yeah. Like, as much as I say what I say about Silk City, and I've always said from day one, like I put a good 70% of what Silk City was about was on the DJs, in a sense of like those DJs came through back in the days, and like Swing J, Jason saying there, like he was part of the original foundation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and then back then, it was name of Strictly Business, even Black Avenue come through, which is Shaq D. He was part of that back then.
Yeah,
I mean there was a bag of DJs, top of the world. Like, come on.
Okay.
Let's all show love and celebrate them, man. There.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Top
That's
of the world. Like, we had like definitely. I mean, don't get me wrong. We had a promotion. We did our thing, whatever. But the DJs 110% held it down.
Yeah,
because if it wasn't for the DJs, the place would have flopped.
That's right. There's a collective. It's all about unity, all doing
That's
it
right.
together.
We're the best damn DJs in London.
Well, that was back in the days when promoters promoted.
Yes.
And they didn't expect, even though we did it anyway, they didn't expect DJs to do their work. They put the people in front of us. We entertained them.
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's why I said we're the best DJs in London. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Well,
but
listen,
I accept the invite, and no doubt I shall see you up there next week then. Yeah.
Fantastic. Look forward to it. So we're going to call it a night and put a wrap on this right now. There's so many avenues that we can go down, guys. If you out there, the listeners on Facebook, on iLive Radio, tuning in, you got your memories, please email us at ilivek@iliveradio.com. Okay, ilivek@iliveradio.com. Our telephone number 0208-638-8503. Join the conversation. Talk the ting. This is the first of many to come. Next week, same time, same place. We're doing it all over again.
We're talking fashion and dancers.
Fashion and dancers next